In each globe incarnation of Earth, there are 7 major cycles of evolution, also called rounds. The rounds are composed of 2 cycles each, called manvantaras, that total 14 in all. The rounds are cycles wherein the life wave of human spirits incarnates
To the
through
flower
a
of life.
planetary scheme and its chains and globes.
We're at 4. We're at root 4 now.
This human life wave experiences life in all kingdoms, starting with the mineral, vegetable, animal, human, and finally the kingdom of souls.
What is our purpose as spiritual monads to embark upon such a long journey through all the kingdoms? Part of the answer to this mystery is to evolve and grow, and to bring evolution upon Earth to perfection, eventually to the status of a so-called sacred planet. This has ramifications for the greater life of the solar system and its own evolution as a whole. We can see, therefore, the inseparability of ourselves from the great Creator and all kingdoms in nature, for they are all modes of expression for this great being to redeem, purify, and transform into higher consciousness, thereby eventually joining a greater evolution with the other planets in the solar system.
Now, the rounds are the cycles of time of the various groupings of monads that cycle through the globe and chain of a particular scheme. The rounds extend for a period of 617 million years, and they are composed of 2 manvantaras, which are 308 odd million years each. And so there is a certain inbreathing and outbreathing of these manvantaras, or cycles of time.
In each of the great cycles we call rounds, there are 7 root races. Combined with the 7 rounds, this makes a total of 7 times 7, or 49 root races in a globe period. As above, so below. Just as we explored the 49 globes of the planetary scheme, so this evolution is reflected in the 49 root races in just one globe period. These rounds and root races provide the physical body of incarnational experience for our Earth Logos. Human souls are light cells within this greater body of God. Within each root race are 7 subraces, and within each subrace are 7 branch races. 7 times 7 times 7 equals 343 races, all with their allotted cycles, providing a highly diversified human expression throughout the ages. The branch races, in their turn, give birth to the nations.
A root race is a planned unfoldment of consciousness where a certain archetype is created by the so-called Manu of the races, and various civilizations unfold within that particular time period of a root race, which of course encapsulates 7 sub-races and 7 branch races within each sub-race, giving many, many different incarnations, possibilities of civilizations, and of course all the soul groupings, the 7 race soul groupings who incarnate through those particular branch races and sub-races and group races to gain experience, and of course all aim towards enlightenment and liberation ultimately.
Hence, the nations that come and go are the leaves upon this tree of life. They have their autumns and springs and constitute the shortest cycles of a few thousand years. The smaller branches that support the leaves are the branch races with cycles that correspond to a 26,000-year precession cycle. The larger branches embody the much larger cycles of the subraces. The trunk of the tree represents the largest cycle embodied by a root race. All the races and subraces that evolve are seeds for the next level of evolution. All races and subraces have a long overlap, so whilst one race is unfolding, it will give birth to another distinct race that will unfold on a partially parallel timeline. Although this is a two-dimensional diagram, we can think of time and evolution as spiralic. The root races started around 150 million years ago, during the latter part of that immense cycle we call the fourth round. The first 2.5 human races were in the subtle or etheric realm, and gradually evolved into a physical form with skin and bones in the middle of the third root race of Lemuria. Human bodies were enormous in those times, but through development of the mental principle became smaller and more refined.
Halfway through the third or Lemurian root race, in the precise evolutionary cycle, a magnificent preordained spiritual event occurred on Earth. It was the coming of the Lords of Flame, who imparted the spark of mind to humanity. This was a humanity who were hitherto only members of the animal kingdom, with animal instinctual awareness and in reality no mind. This period is known as individualization, and it is where Earth's greatest mysteries lay hidden. The Lords of Flame are also known as Kumaras, and emanated from an evolution from within the Earth scheme called the Venus Chain. It was an evolution associated with Venus, but not from the planet Venus per se. Remember, each planet is a scheme of chains and globes, which are a microcosm of the great solar system. The planets sing together, creating the music of the spheres, a cosmic symphony. The presence of these 105 Kumaras created a great influx of force, so powerful that a mighty storm raged over the planet, destroying most of the animal kingdom, dinosaurs and humans alike.
The advent of the Lords of the Flame, the electrical storm which ushered in the period of man, was distinguished by disaster, chaos, and the destruction of much of the animal kingdom. The spark of mind was implanted in humanity. The strength of its vibration and the immediate effect of its presence caused the death of the animal form, thus producing the immediate possibility of the newly vitalized soul bodies, vibrating to such purpose that new physical bodies were taken for incarnation.
This individualization period occurred in the third branch race of the third subrace of the third root race, Lemuria, expressed as 333. The number 3 relates to the Universal Mother who births all forms. The individualization process